TK and drinks. And if it's a Saturday afternoon, you know what that means. It's that Mead show. Today, for episode 2, we broadcast Central California at my Hellacious Digs here. Thought I'd swing by her place and spend some time with her this summer while we're out doing our Mead travels. So, what better place to do a Mead talk show, news show, than from a kitchen of warmth and love and fam. So, this week, I've got a ton of stuff on the dot. Mead clubs to talk about. We've got bottle releases to talk about. We've got comps to talk about per usual. We've got some events to talk about, some reoccurring, some one time. And as always, if you have any of these types of things, events, bottle clubs, memberships that you want to get out on the TK and Drinks podcast, on the TK and Drinks That Mead Show podcast, holler at your boy, shoot me an email over at tkanddrinks@gmail.com or on any of my social media platforms, and I would gladly get you all dialed up and put you into the mix of what's going to be happening here on That Mead Show. So today, and we got a mead review as well. So let's actually open that bottle up before we get to the review. Let it breathe. Let me contemplate and think on that for a little bit. Today's bottle review is going to be from Honey Tree Meadery. They're out of Nashville, Tennessee. And this one is their Honey Tree Pineapple Sage, called P.S. I Love You. Pineapple Sage, I Love You. Ooh, got both of those right on the nose, the pineapple and the sage there. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Oh yeah, that's definitely got the sage right there heavy on the nose. Digging that a lot. And a little bit of citrusy pineapple in the background too. Kind of sweet. Got a nice sweetness aromatic in there. Very pleasant on the back end. It's very built very well. It's layered. Got some developed complexity to it. On this one, I'm going to go ahead and give that a straight up. Man, I'm going to give that one a 6 out of 6 on the nose. There is no reason for that. There's no off flavors. There's no. That's all good and beautiful. Again, the appearance. Or sorry, that's going to be a 10 out of 10 on the aroma. The appearance, we're going to go ahead and give that a 6 out of 6 on that. Out of 24 on that flavor, let's get into that. Ooh, this is significantly drier than I was expecting it to be. I didn't have any notes on there. It doesn't say what it is, but there's definitely on the off dry side of things. Maybe lightly carbonated. I see a little bit of bubbles that are hanging around after the pour. Maybe a little bit of bubbly sparkliness on there, just like ever so slight. Maybe it's a bottle carb that happened. As you can see, there's plenty of bubbles still floating around the bottle. All right, the flavors though, I got the sage straight away with all the that earthiness and that almost tree sappy type of. I'm not quite sure what the resinous type of characteristic to it. Very green. The pineapple, a little bit in the background, definitely plays a background character in this one. Definitely get that little bit of light carbonation in there. Get some warmth in there. Maybe a little bit hotter than I would personally prefer. So flavor profile, we're gonna go ahead and give that one. I give that one an 18 out of 24. Like I said, I think the pineapple could be more developed in there. It's definitely present, but it's not in balance with the other things that are there. It's not in balance with the sage, and certainly with any honey profile that is there. It's lost behind that. The sage is definitely the most dominant flavor profile. So I'm gonna get that one with the 18 out of 24. Overall, I'm gonna give that a 7. So we add this up. We got 10 and 18 is 28. 7 and 6 is 13. 8 and 3 is 11. So that's 2, 3. That still says that's a 41, which maybe I judged it a little highly. I don't know if I'd give that one a 41. If I had to go back and think about it, I'd probably adjust some of those numbers down. Let's go ahead. I'm going to adjust that down a little bit because I don't like the size of this one getting a 41. It's just on the flavor and everything. So I'm gonna knock that flavor down a little bit more. We got a 16 on that flavor. Let's give that a 39 because I feel that's a little more appropriate. I don't want to go over a 40 with this one. Just for my own personal score. You if you've had this one in the past and you like it, I'd love to hear your comments about that. Let me know what's what's your dominant flavor that you're picking up. What's your favorite? Of any of those types of things. Definitely reach out through the comments. I love to interact with the TK and Drink Mead heads out there. Yeah, 39. I think that's a fair score. So and we've got Mead Club announcements to get to. So let's see if we can't do some screen sharing. Get over to Brothers Drake. Start off with the Brothers Drake. So, Brothers Drake cats are out of, I'm not exactly sure where anymore. I want to say out of Ohio, Indiana. They're somewhere over there in the Sugar Belt area. But they've got a Mead Club going on that's believe this post here. So yes, they have a new piment that they're releasing, a grape and blueberry mead aged in bourbon barrels. Says you got to be in the Mead Club to grab one of these. Oh, risk protection has expired. Mead, you got to be in the Mead Club to get up on some of this Julian's piment. So we go over. Mead Club is free to join. I'm pretty sure I saw that. Members will have access to releases, members, small batches. Membership is free right there. Def or double E free. There it is. Free. You just pay for the mead and probably the shipping as well. You get 4 shipments of 3 bottles a year. It says anywhere between 70 $100 now. The sliding scale is kind of a double-edged sword. It's cool because you're not guaranteed to have to pay that $100 every year, every quarter, but it kind of makes it hard to budget in there. I guess you just budget on the high side, and on those low sides, it kind of just compensates for the other months. But they've got that going on right now. So Brothers Drake, maybe we can pop on here real quick to their home page and see if that tells us where these cats are at. No, internet's going to be too slow. So, but they got options going on, and they do deliver through Vino Shipper. So, definitely cool with that. Then the cats over at Sap House Meadery. Now they're up in New Hampshire. They've got their Mead Club sign up going on as well. Apparently, orders over $75 get $10 off using code 23 summer through the 26th. And their Mead Club Sap House quarter 3, $85 a quarter. So kind of right in that same wheelhouse that we were looking at for Brothers Drake. 4 shipments a year, 1 per quarter, 4 bottles. So you're guaranteed 4 bottles. You're getting that extra bottle, and it's 85. So I don't know. There's that 15% off retail in the tap room and order online. Now that's nice. Some of the places give you better retail, better tap room discounts than they do for online orders. So that's 15%. So that's actually a bonus right there. So I highly recommend considering this one if you're looking for one of those quarterly mead clubs. And then they obviously free shipping at 8 bottles, so that's not even a full 12 bottles. Some cats make you get all the way up to a full case before you get that free shipping. So that's free shipping at 8 bottles, 15% off those bottles. So that's a screaming deal there at the Sap House. So if there are more mead clubs that are active right now, which I know there are, some of them I've already talked about. Like I think the one over at Pie Road is still going on. Some of them have closed and filled up already. So like I said, I do these once a week. And if you follow me directly on my Instagram page, I do share a lot of the stuff in my stories and stuff, so you can keep up to date on that. Go ahead and follow me over there. It's always appreciated as well. So now we got to get into those bottle releases. First up, big one, Funktastic Meads there in Richmond, Virginia, the Richmond, Virginia area. Private Flight. So now this is a collab between Funktastic Meads and Horace Aged Ales out of Oceanside, California. So just outside the San Diego area. So now this one is going to be ridiculously hard to get. It's going up on Osner only. So like I was saying, get that Osner app. Look for somebody who is in the comment section. See, got plenty of people down here in search of proxy. There's people will be allowed. If proxies are allowed, I'm in search of. So just hit up down the comment section. Like I said, get that app going. You'll end up linking up with some people eventually, and you'll start to be able to build up a repertoire, a black book, if you will, a Rolodex for some of you older cats out there, people who you can get a hold of to order meads from in these particular areas. So Private Flight does not list a price on there, and that is going on sale this Thursday, the 29th. So I wanted to get ahead of game on this one. Like I said, a lot of times I'm going about what happened this past week. I'm also start including the stuff that's coming up the next week as well, if I have enough notice. We do on this one, so definitely go ahead, get that Osner grab over there for the Private Flight. And that one is going to be mesquite blossom honey fermented with raspberries and aged on more raspberries, toasted hazelnuts, toasted coconuts, and raw coconut. So see, we got, there's my man Kyle over there. Boom, pouring in the coconuts, and you got a ton of coconuts in there. It says these Edgems soaked up a lot of liquid, so grab these bottles early because they are probably not going to last. So Private Flight from the Funktastic crew and those cats over there at Horace H. Dale's. Next, now this is the one that's older now. Again, I can't say if any of these bottles are left because this did happen 6 days ago. You can see down here it was 6 days ago. Hex Meadery, they're out of Indiana or Illinois area as well, somewhere up in that sugar belt. They had a bottle release that was last weekend. I think it was last Saturday or Sunday. They got these bottles reasonably priced, $34, $35, $26 a bottle, $28 a bottle. So I mean it's in the going realm for these sugar belt cats. But look at these limits there. You got 5 bottles per person, 5 bottles per person, which a lot of these places only do 1 or 2 bottles per person on these purchases. So again, you'll need to grab the Osner app for this one. Get yourself a proxy if you can. Here we go. In search of proxies, in search of. Might not happen the first time around, but if you're really dying to get some of their stuff, you start searching around, making comments on their posts and stuff. You'll eventually find somebody who's going to be able to dial you in over there. Another one from the cats over at Fox and Raven Mead. Now, sorry, this one's got a video that's going on, so I don't have any pictures of the bottles quite just by themselves. But that bottle right there, not that Desimone's the Tropical Snowstorm, and then the Hello Mel's, that's one of the ones they had, and then this other one over here, that one right there. So that's the Blood for Gold, and then the Tropical Snowstorm. These are 2 new ones from Fox and Raven, who just started recently shipping on Vino Shipper as well. So go check those cats out. These are some of their new carbonated ones. I think the one is carbonated. Tropical Snowstorm, refreshing carbonated mead, perfect for sipping. Pineapple, mango, passion fruit, and vanilla with notes of lemon. Does contain lactose, so be aware. And then Blood for Gold, pineapple, hibiscus. Does not say if that one is carbonated or not, but I'm guessing it probably isn't since he mentioned it on the other one. But I don't know. Their bottles are reasonably priced. Go scoop up some of those, have them ship them out to your ship them out to your house, and enjoy those bottles for yourself. Again, sure, there's tons more bottle releases on. Again, I'm trying to focus on the ones that are on Osner and Vino Shipper exclusively, so people do at least have a chance to buy those on their own. I'm not doing draft ones. There's too many people that are doing draft pours, different announcements and stuff every week. So if there's one you want me to focus on, like I said, if somebody has something they want me to put out there, hit me up, shoot me a message, and we'll at least get the announcement. Stuff I come across, though, I'm looking for bottle releases that are available to the vast majority of us mead purchasers out there. Right. Something else I stumbled across this week. Boom, now hiring. If y'all are in Texas, the firm Meadery, I think they're down on the south, the greater Houston area between Houston, College Station, kind of in that area. They are hiring. It doesn't say what they're hiring for, just says if they're hiring. Want to join the team and learn more about mead, send us a message to come by the tasting room to fill out an application. Employee discounts available. So it might be be a mead tender or bartender. It might be helping out in the tasting room in general. Might be being an assistant mead maker. Who knows? But if you're trying to get in and you're in that southern Houston, Texas area, looks like you can probably tell right here they're somewhere over here in this eastern portion. Give them a shout, man. Hit up their tasting room if you're in the area. Shoot them a message if you're going to be in the area. Maybe you're going to move there. Want to get out of your current situation. Go fly down to Texas, take up a new mead situation, and hit up the cats at the firm. I'm sure they'll sort you out with something. Okay, couple events. Now, granted, again, these are not all the events. These are just ones that I stumbled across. If you have an event that you would like to shoot over to TK and Drinks, I would gladly feature it on the show. So the cats down here at Good Omen Meadery in Escondido, California, that's just not too far down the road, are doing a drag brunch over on, I can't remember what the date was, June 25th. That's not this Sunday coming up, so it's going to be, oh no, it's tomorrow. That is tomorrow. So if you're in the area and that's your thing, go over there, buy some tickets, and hit up them. I'm sure they're going to be having a hell of a time over there. Those people look like they like to have a ball. If it's not your thing, just keep scrolling. Pie Road. Oops, can't even get on there. Pie Road. Here we go. Monthly bottle share. So the last Saturday of every month, looks like, oh yeah, it says it right there. Last Saturday of every month, the cats at Pie Road have a bottle share right there at the meadery. So you go down there, bring in a bottle of something of your own, maybe something you picked up in your travels. Bring something in, share it, have a nice meeting with some people, and get to you know, have a real high turnout event over there for those guys. Deb and Matt are great people, so definitely support those guys if you're ever in that Tampa area on the last Saturday of the month for the bottle share, or whenever you're there, just stop by. I'm sure that they'll enjoy your company, and hit you up with some flights and bottles and stuff then as well. Orchid Cellar, Meadery. These cats are having a murder mystery coming up. Now, this one's a little farther out, so that's going to be Friday, August 18th. So save that date if you are in that area. Now, let's go ahead and click on them because I did not do my due diligence and figure out where these cats were at. But I want to say they're somewhere over here on the West Coast. Um, but if you know where they're at and they're in your area, of course, the internet's going to be not cooperating with me. But if you know where they're at, I say get linked up with those cats for a murder mystery. That's going to be, fun, awesome, and it's going to be involving Mead. So there's always that. So one actually big, probably the biggest announcement that I have the evening. This was announced, I want to say yesterday. Yeah, one day ago. So 365, the number of days in the calendar year, also the number of days left in our current lease, at which point we'll be closing the doors of our Tampa tasting room for good. This is Garagiste Meadery. So I did a review of their stuff back earlier this year. It was like a blueberry, peanut butter and blueberry one called the Reboog. It wasn't my favorite one, but uh, you know, unfortunate to see meaderies close their doors. So they got many reasons apparently that they are closing the door. Says bottom line, we signed up knowing it was risky, it might not make very much money. Turns out we were right, and it's time to move on. We're not getting the support we need to keep it growing. So imagine if their lease is up, and times are tough right now. Some meaderies are selling more than others. Some are selling apparently significantly less than others. So if you're into a Garagiste meadery, I highly suggest picking up any other stuff that they make this year, or whatever they're going to be releasing over the next couple months this year. I'm sure that they've got also enough products with tanks and barrels to keep ensuing new concepts will continue through their final days. Consider joining their owners group, Bottle Club. So there's another one if you're into Garagiste. One last round on the owners group Bottle Club. So go look on their stuff. Like I said, I'd pull it up real quick, but the internet is not cooperating with me. So check these guys out. So there you go, guys. Garagiste, one another meadery down. Oh man, saddy faces, and oh no, you guys just closing the tap room, and you're going to keep going all together. So I'm pretty sure that everything is going to be the whole McGill. Let's see if they respond to here. Oh, I don't know if it's going to load because of the freaking internet again with a constant internet issue. If it's least in the tap room problem, you're going to find a cheaper warehouse and make your meat there. There's no replies to that one, and it's not loading these replies. But I have a feeling that they're not going to be releasing bottles outside of this tap room situation. I don't think they're moving their production facility somewhere else. I think they're pretty much just going to be done with this one after these next 365 days. So next June, through next June, we'll have Garagiste. Until then, or after then, no more. So snatch up them bottles, like I was saying. All right, a couple competitions to talk about as well. So these ones are pulling from a group that I'm in over on my Facebook page. I'm going to be working, hopefully in the future, trying to set up with a thing, a little something with my man Bill. He's going to be feeding me competition information, some ones that we've talked about before, maybe ones that are struggling to gain entries, maybe ones that are close to closing down, have a few spots left, anything that we can to bolster your ability to get into some of these competitions and get yourself some medals, or at least some decent feedback at the very least. So here we're talking about beer trials coming up in Shoreline, Connecticut. 106 entries so far. Looks like they're going to have a total of 200 entries. Now, I don't know what this means. They got 200 total entries, but 8 entries. So I guess get your paid entries in, like get your entries in, and then pay them up as soon as you can, because that's a 50. That's 50. That's, I mean, that's 50 slots. That's a significant amount, especially when they've already got, well, they got 106 entered and 53 paid. So you got less than 100 spots. If you want a couple of those, say, start getting on that. You've got until, let's see here, 100 entries as of today. Oh, because that's probably going on some other time here. I'm trying to figure out where we are going to. What are our dates to get sent in by? Prejudging entry fees. So you can, um, accounts can be created through July 21st. Judge and stewards may register through July. Could add entries into the system through the 15th. So I would say have all of your stuff, July 21st. Yeah, so no later than July 21st. Get all your information put in there. It looks like they've got all the styles. Let's go down here. Yeah, there's all our Mead styles that we like to see. All the usual suspects are down there. Cash or credit for pay for those. That's cool. You don't have to just tape dollar bills to your bottles and send them in. Again, they are going up to, looks like Connecticut. Yep. So check that out if you're interested. Beer trials up to Connecticut. Get some feedback that you may have not had before from a region that's, maybe not from where you're at. And the other one on Reggie, I couldn't get logged in. It was giving me issues, and I didn't have enough time to try to fix it ahead of time. But the Commander Say's event, date of registration, June 12th through July 27th. So get your bottles in. You got a little less than a month to get those all squared away. Looks like they're going to have 400 competitors, and it is a 4 limit entry. Now, this one is one to note that there is a 4 bottle minimum to enter this one. So I know that's a lot, especially for cats that are trying to get as much information, enter as much competitions as possible to get as much information and feedback as possible. But look, I mean, the reason I want to focus on this one is because you got a 400 competition, 400 entry limit. Like, if you're really trying to throw yourself against a great number of competitors, that doesn't mean they're all going to be great, but the chances are that 100 you're going to have a wider variety of good to subpar brewers in there. You're really going to be able to put yourself against, a wide range, as opposed to some of these other ones. If you get into one like I focused on last week that only had like 9 entries, and let's say that ends up going sideways for them, unfortunately, and you're the only one in the category. Yeah, it's cool to get that medal, but I mean, this one you're really going to be testing your medal for that medal. You know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout for competitions like this, because that is something that I think a lot of people might not necessarily think about. They're going to look at that 4 bottle thing and instantly go sideways, and maybe potentially skip it over. But at least think about it from another point of view that you may not have considered before. So stop that screen sharing. Get back over just you and me and the great wide open space in the kitchen. So one of the other things I did do this week that I wanted to share with y'all, back here, I've got my latest homebrew that I'm getting ready to bottle up. It's in the clarification stages right now. It is a lemon vanilla made with monkey pod blossom honey. I've talked about it a few times here and there in the past, but I'm getting ready to bottle it. I think I've started it back in, oh man, I want to say I started back in like January, maybe even in December. So it's been going for quite a while. It's been going for at least 6 months. So it's ready to bottle. It's been sitting. I added, I want to say, close to 3/4 of vanilla beans, like 10 ounces of vanilla beans in there. So it's been sitting on those for about 4 months. Added some lemon juice, some lemon zest, a little bit of tangerine in there. I was going for Meyer lemon, but I did run out, in the essence that I was able to find any Meyer lemon. So I say I ran out of them, but I could never find any Meyer lemon. So I read online that if you kind of jazz up some lemon with some tangerine, it kind of gives you that Meyer lemon-ish type of flavor. Seems how a Meyer a cross between a tangerine and lemon. That being said, this thing has spent, like I said, 6 months brewing and sitting there and baking and fermenting and stewing in its own juices and whatnot. It's done fermenting now, thankfully. It is just sitting there steeping on those on those vanilla beans still. I didn't bag them up or anything. They're all just floating right down in there at the bottom. Nice thick layer of gelatinous beans at this point. They're basically just sludge, it seems like, down there. It's so murky I can't get through there. So hopefully it clarifies pretty well. But I want to give y'all a little sneak peek of what I'm thinking of it ahead of time, because I'll definitely be posting bottles, do a little reel and whatnot for when we hit this guy up. So, ah, yes, this is delicious smelling. Straight away is nothing but vanilla, just hardcore vanilla, frosting type level vanilla in there. A little bit of citrusy on the back end. Any honey characteristic, I think, is probably getting mixed in and accumulated in there, or amalgamated in there, assimilated in there. And so I don't really pick up any of that monkey pod blossom. Now, I don't. Now, to be fair, that monkey pod blossom kind of has like a citrusy vanilla type of characteristic to it, anyway, which is why I used it for this flavor profile. I wanted to kind of show off those characteristics of the lemon and the vanilla. So that being said, any honey character, like I said, is being lost in there, at least to my my less than super educated nose palate. But it does smell delicious nonetheless. Like I said, mainly vanilla and a little bit of that lemon in there. Now in the retro, on the inhale, that's where you get that like tangerine, lemony type of characteristic. You get nice sweetness from the honey, kind of washes away, and then that vanilla again just floods over the rest of your mouth. So it's a very natural lemon characteristic to it. Thankfully, I didn't get any pithy bitterness to it. I did a pretty decent job zesting it, and just used a couple lemons in there to get that flavor. So I'm definitely happy with the way it turned out. And as it's like I said, as it's been sitting there aging, when I first tried it, man, it was brutal. It was so hot, and just all this all these negative characteristics. It tasted like fusel, and tasted like overly astringent. It was just not pleasant. But after it sat there, actually, it sat the entire time while the rig was broken down, and I thought it was going to be absolute trash. And I got back, we got the RV rolling again, and tasted it up, and man, it actually that time had done it severe justice. I mean, like it's a whole nother product now that compared to how it was. So this is my first 3 gallon batch, so I'm super excited to get some of these bottles out there in the wild. So once I get it bottled up, everything, I'll put a release out there. Maybe we'll get a couple shipped out to some cats. Definitely gonna ship out to some cats that ship me some stuff. And maybe we'll get some sent out to some people who've just want to try the TK and drink stuff. There'll be more bottles than I've ever had of any, so I'd rather get feedback than try to drink them all, um, just because that's how I am. So, mm, oh yeah, that is. I'm actually really proud of this one. I've been hit or miss with my confidence and my mead making ability, but I like this one. Maybe it's not the best thing in the world, but I like it, and I think that's saying something right there. So thank you all for joining me. Another episode of That Mead Show. Again, if you have any bottle releases that you're aware of, any mead closures that you're aware of, any bottle clubs, any events, anything like that that I've discussed, or any mead related topics that you would like me to mention on the TK and Drinks That Mead Show, shoot me a message at tkanddrinks@gmail.com, or any of my social medias on Instagram or on Facebook or on YouTube. And I would gladly talk to you, and we could get something set up and get you, like I said, penciled in and get you into the here on That Mead Show. So thank you all very much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. Again, we had the honey tree, PS, pineapple sage, off dry. We had day lemon vanilla homebrew. Got to come up with a cool name for that one, but we're getting there. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see y'all next week. Have a good rest of your day.